52 traits to turn girls on sexually and emotionally. You might think you know what turns girls on, but the truth might surprise you. Every woman is different, so clue yourself up and learn the basics. What turns girls on? Most guys think they know everything there is to know when it comes to what turns a girl on sexually, and in every other way. However, somewhere along the way, they find themselves losing the best girls to another guy. Why is that? What are they doing wrong? Basically, they didn't really know what turns women on at all. The truth is that everyone is different. What works for one, won't work for another. Despite that, there are some pretty common factors that help to keep a girl connected. You see, being turned on doesn't necessarily mean sexually. She may be turned on to what you have to say. It can be that you turn her on mentally and make her want to know more. It's a whole package, and that's something that many men don't seem to understand. If you want to impress a girl and turn on her interest in you, whether it's your first conversation or the 10th, there are a few things you should know and follow. Why men and women differ in the bedroom. This may be obvious to you because, well, there are different parts involved. However, the difference is actually more psychological than it is physical. While men are more stimulated by visuals, women tend to be more sensitive to touch and emotions. Girls are turned on more by what they feel emotionally than you just stripping down and getting naked. This is usually where most guys have issues simply because they don't understand the difference between what gets women hot and in the mood. Men are simple. Take a beautiful face, a sexy body, a warm smile, and she's already halfway towards being a man's dream girl. With women, it's difficult. You can be the most dashing gentleman on this side of the globe, but if there's no spark, then it's a no-go. What turns girls on more than anything else? The secrets about women men must know. Remember, every woman is different. What works for one may not work for another. But, on the whole, this list gives you an insight into the things that turn most women on. That could be sexually, mentally, emotionally, or any other way. Number 1. That musky, manly scent. Smelling this familiar scent on our man turns us on in a flash. However, it needn't be this particular scent. It can be the scent of your mouthwash as you introduce yourself or your aftershave that wafts towards us. As long as you smell like you have a pretty good grasp on personal hygiene, then that is an instant turn on. Number 2. A smile that blinds. They say love is blind. Then, having a dazzling smile is surely a way to blind your woman into falling for you. You don't need to have teeth that are perfect. You'll still snag a few female hearts if you flash a smile or two. Keep your teeth clean, your breath on the fresh side, and your smile will go a long way. Number 3. Suit up. There's something about a guy who can pull off a nice suit. However, it doesn't need to be a suit. A man who can pull off a t-shirt and shorts and still look dashing in it is just as hot as a guy in a suit. The trick is in knowing how to dress for the occasion. After all, a suit won't do you good if you're going to be spending a day at the beach or on a boat at sea. Number 4. A sexy accent. No one can resist a guy with a foreign accent, be it a French one, Scottish, or the good old southern drawl. There's something alluring and different about an accent that gets most women hot under the collar. Number 5. A bookworm. There's something about men who read books that turns women on. Some women prefer men who read books instead of reading devices, while some are not as choosy. As long as you're reading, you're sure to attract women who like their men brainy. Number 6. Passion. Men with fires burning in their belly are men with a hunger for something worthwhile, and we don't mean for drinking whiskey. If you are passionate about the small things, women will visualize you as being passionate about the big things. There's nothing sexier than a man who volunteers at a soup kitchen or one who coaches neighborhood kids on weekends on how to pitch a ball. Number 7. Talent. Women, like birds, are turned on when they see their man showing off their dancing skills or belting out a song. You may not be the quarterback or the basketball star, but if you can play an awesome riff on an electric guitar or strike the drums, then women are sure to line up to meet you. Number 8. A sense of humor. There's nothing that transforms an otherwise plain man into the man of her dreams than a few laugh-out-loud moments. It can be something you did, a joke you shared, or a funny story that warms a woman's heart. If you've got her cheeks flushed with laughter and her eyes shiny with mirth, you are halfway to her heart and in her pants. Number 9. Compliments. Make her feel good by acknowledging or complimenting her. Make sure you give her a smile and a wink, she'll be loving it. Whatever compliment you give, as long as it's genuine and comes from your heart, she'll appreciate every word of it. Tell her she looks nice today, compliment her outfit, or better yet, compliment her goals and ambition. Number 10. Genuine conversation. Women like men who can carry on real conversations that aren't only meant to get them in the sack. Find out what she likes, what you have in common, and talk to her genuinely. This is one of the biggest turn-ons for girls that make her feel acknowledged and heard, instead of just bringing her directly to the bedroom. There's no rush in turning her on, so why not talk about your interests and you never know. You could find a common ground. Number 11. Being listened to. Women like to feel important, so you make her your sole focus when you're together. Be attentive to what she's saying and be real about it. No woman wants to get in the bedroom with you if you barely listen to a word she's saying. Even if she does get physically intimate with you, it's not going to be as heartfelt. You wouldn't want that, would you? Practice mindful listening, as this is one of the essential turn-ons for girls. Number 12. Working out together. Working out together is one of the biggest turn-ons for girls that often go overlooked. When you exercise with your partner, you're both taking things to the next level without being sexual. This also gives her a good view of your physique, and she positively associates you with feel-good endorphins from the workout. Women are fond of productive activities, so doing this together feels very fulfilling for her. Number 13. Playing with her hair. If you want something physical yet unassumingly innocent, touch her hair. Brush a stray strand back behind her ear, or even pretend you're removing some stuff off her tresses. You know that scene in movies where a guy always touches her hair in a romantic setting? It's because it's a non-sexual turn-on that makes her feel appreciated. Number 14. Chivalry. Show her that chivalry is not dead and that you're a valiant example. Make her comfort, safety, and security your priority when you're together or even when you're apart. Just because you want to sleep with her, doesn't mean you can't show her chivalry and respect. Show her what makes you different from the rest of the guys she's slept with. That's how you turn her on. Number 15. Gentle, innocent touches. While we're talking about non-sexual turn-ons for girls here, touching can affect a girl's physical, emotional, and mental aspects. Especially when her love language is physical touch, it can make her feel loved and turn her on simultaneously. Whether to guide her into a car or help her out, make sure you have body contact or that you are touching her in the right places: her waist, her lower back, her elbows, around her shoulders, or her hand. But be sure to read her body language. If she seems uncomfortable, back away. Number 16. A witty mind. Another turn-on for women is a guy who can show wit without being arrogant. You have to be widely knowledgeable without being too nerdy. The way a guy carries a conversation is very attractive to women, so don't overlook this as one of the biggest turn-ons for girls. Number 17. A little mystery. Even if you like her, don't be overeager. Still maintain an air of mystery about you and keep her on her toes when you're around. Don't go revealing all your secrets right away, but always leave room for mystery, so she'll be wanting more. Your ability to be mysterious without putting her off, will make her want you even more. Number 18. Well-timed surprises. Whether with a simple gesture such as a flower you picked or an extravagant one such as a vacation splurge, surprise her with things that make her happy. It doesn't need to be expensive to make her happy. What matters is the fact that you went out of your way for such a simple gesture. That's everything to her. Number 19. A home-cooked meal. You might be thinking, what does cooking for her have anything to do with turning a girl on? However, a guy who cooks is a guy who can take care of her. Women want to sleep with someone who doesn't just want her purely for her body but can also care for her emotionally and mentally. Number 20. Eye contact. Eye contact is more powerful than you think, and if you really want to please a woman, really look into her eyes. This is something men don't often do, which is all the more why you should do it. If you want to make her feel loved, acknowledged, and seen, look into her eyes. Number 21. Whisper in her ear. There must be a science behind it, but a woman's ears are one of her turn-on spots. With this being said, warm her up even more by inching closer and whispering in her ear. Whether it's something trivial, the closeness and the feel of your hot breath on her ear is a definite turn-on for girls. It'll definitely get her in the mood to get physically intimate with you. Number 22. A little dirty talk, when the time is right. Who doesn't love talking about sex? Throw in a few thought-provokers that will make her imagine how you were in bed. For example, dance with her and suggestively comment how people relate dancing with how they move in bed. Throw her imagination wild by talking about sex, as this is one of the biggest turn-ons for girls you can use in the bedroom. Number 23. Triangle gaze. Many pickup artists swear by this method they call the triangle gaze. Gaze for 3 seconds into her left eye, another 3 into her right eye, and then look at her lips. Subtly repeat this to make her think you want to kiss her. You're basically teasing her with this simple method, which will leave her wanting more. Number 24. Sensual massage. After a tough day, massage her back or just her hands. She'll be thinking about you touching her in other places. The fact that you're putting your hands and being so sensual and slow about it will turn her on faster than you realize. It's therapeutic, but it's also a turn-on for her. Number 25. Warm hugs. A simple hug can be a turn-on when you let it linger a few seconds longer. Make her feel your warmth, and she'll be warm all over as well. It might not be as grand of a gesture as the other sexual turn-ons for girls on this list, but it's just as effective. In fact, a hug will make her feel comfortable with your touch. Number 26. A mind-blowing kiss. Once you see she's flushed and getting turned on, then that's the time you come in for that kiss. Make it amazing. Make sure to make it a kiss that's worth her time and makes all your teasing worth it. Don't ever underestimate the power of an extraordinary kiss. Number 27. A partner who knows their erogenous zones. Kissing her on the lips doesn't take you to her bed right away. Make the moment more intense by kissing her in her erogenous zones, such as neck, throat, collarbone, shoulders, and ears. Women have 7 erogenous zones in total. Make sure you know the spots that are guaranteed to turn her on in some way. Number 28. Taking your sweet time. Remember to take your time and be consistent. Slowly undress her and kiss her as you do so. The anticipation enough will make her explode. Don't rush this part, as it takes the thrill and anticipation away from turning her on. Appreciate this moment with her, and don't make her feel like you're trying to get things over with immediately. Number 29. Be honest with your feelings. Of course, one foolproof way to turn her on is to tell her your feelings. However, don't just tell her this to get into her pants, she'll know it. Tell her this only when you mean it. Whether before being physically intimate with her, during, or after, telling her you love her will turn her on in all aspects. Number 30. Your confidence. Confidence is a huge turn-on for any girl. Not cockiness, but confidence. Don't be nervous or reveal your awkwardness when you're around a girl. And she'll love your company. Number 31. A guy who can pursue her and make her feel special. This is rather important. Girls love to be pursued and wooed by a man. Giving her a good chase when she teases you is the best way to let her know how much you want her and appreciate her. Number 32. A man who's in control of his life. Are you certain about the goals in your life? Do you have a well-settled job and a balanced life? Women like being in the arms of a man who's in control of his life and his finances. Number 33. The alpha male. All girls are drawn to an alpha male. He's the leader of the pack and a guy who's always in control of the situation. If you want the best girl in a group of girls, you have to be the best guy around too, don't you think? Number 34. A man she feels safe with. Be protective of a girl when she's with you. It doesn't matter if she's your girlfriend or just a friend. Always focus on the girl's safety and wants before you worry about your own. Number 35. Being able to pay your way. Not many girls would accept this, but let's face it, a bit of money can make a huge difference in the way you can pamper a girl. Number 36. Self-respect. Don't ever let anyone take you for granted, not even the girl you like. Demand the respect that you deserve from your family and your colleagues. Don't let anyone make you feel less like a man, and avoid any friends who take pleasure in having a laugh at your expense. It'll only hurt your ego and your self-esteem. Number 37. Surprise Pdas. We all know that guys aren't too crazy about being all mushy and gushy in public with their women. This is why we get really turned on by Surprise Pda. If you randomly give us a kiss in public, that's very meaningful. And you can bet we're going to get turned on. Showing your affection for us in front of random strangers is actually a turn on. Number 38. Doing your share of the chores. We can't tell you this point enough. If you do the housework or even a little bit of the housework, your woman will be extremely turned on. We have to work our asses off to make the place look acceptable, and if you do that for us, we'll be ready to go. Bonus points if you know she's had a rough day, and you do all of her chores for her, and cook dinner. Not only is the idea very sweet and a turn on, but getting to watch you do this is also a huge turn on. If you want to know what turns women on, never forget this one. Number 39. Carefully planned date nights. Us ladies plan an awful lot of things. We really do. If you take all of that away from us, so we just get to relax and not worry about anything for a change, we'll get turned on. So, when you plan the whole date night, we love it. Number 40. Showing her off. Every girl wants to hear her man telling their friends how perfect she is. Not only does it make her self-esteem skyrocket, it's just a huge turn on to hear that you care so much about your girl. And you want everyone close to you to know it. Number 41. Giving her alone time. Girls need their alone time. We all need to just have some time to ourselves to decompress, relax, and even pamper ourselves. If you encourage this by doing little things that make it better for us and even understand our me time, we'll be really turned on. Number 42. A guy who can trust her. Sometimes we have to do things that are going to require a lot of your trust. If you outright tell a girl that you trust her 100%, she'd immediately be turned on. In a world where having so much trust is so rare, we wholeheartedly appreciate it and it gets us going. Number 43. Patience. It's a rarity to find a man who is truly patient. Many women have an easier time with this simply because we're genetically programmed to be. However, when a man can be patient and understanding, that's what turns women on. Number 44. The ability to be goofy. You don't have to be all serious and sweet in order to turn us on. In fact, some of the things that turn women on the most is when you can act like a complete goof around her. If you run around dancing goofily to some ridiculous music, we'll be turned on in the best way. Number 45. Remembering the small things. It's really not very hard to type in a big event for her in the calendar in your phone. When she gets a good luck message on a day she has a big presentation, or even if you just remember her favorite candy and pick it up at the store, we're turned on. Remembering those little things that are special to us is a major turn on for women. Number 46. Looking good naked. Work out and look good naked. It's the easiest way to arouse any girl and turn her on. Get yourself a flat stomach and a body to die for, and you'll have your work in bed cut out for you. Number 47. A guy who knows how to use his tongue. Most guys want a good blowjob but aren't really interested in reciprocating the favor. Learn to work your tongue around her pleasure spots, and you'll make her moan louder. Number 48. Selflessness in bed. Don't finish yourself off first. If you feel like you can't hold on, warn her a few minutes ahead so she can climax with you. Number 49. A guy who knows what he is doing. Sex is an art that needs constant exploring. No one ever knows enough, and what works for one person may not work for someone else. Be aware of what girls like in bed and the unique things you can do to please them. Number 50. A man who can dominate her when she wants him to. Men like being in control in bed, and women don't mind that as long as you allow her to hold the reins when she feels like it. But when you're making love, don't always play it safe and easy. Sometimes, a decent bit of pain can arouse the sexual sensation a lot more for both of you. Hold her hair, pull her close, bite her and take her hard. She'll definitely like it. Number 51. Innovation in bed. Learn a few new tricks in bed and be prepared to try them. You don't always need to start and end sex in bed. Get innovative and unique and she'll love you for it. Number 52. A guy who's desired by other girls, but only has eyes for her. If a few girls find you sexy and desirable, you can bet that many other girls will follow their lead too. Please a girl with your personality and your charm, and perhaps even in bed, and other girls will fight for your attention. Now you know what turns women on. Tick these tips off your list and you'll soon notice that your love life changes for the better. If you thought you knew what turned a girl on, maybe now you think differently. It's not just about the obvious things. It goes far deeper than that. To be a great guy who can turn on any woman no matter where he is, in bed or on the streets, just follow these tips on what turns a girl on. And you'll definitely leave an impression.